Has you ever finished a meal and then instead of feeling good, you just, get this brain fog? Or maybe your joints start to ache and you have no idea why.
Yeah. And you just assume it's an off day.
Exactly. But what if the problem is actually, what's on your plate?
It so often is.
Okay, so let's get into this. We are doing a deep dive into food intolerance testing today. Our mission here is to give you a shortcut to understanding these tests using insights from a guide by Blood Test UK.
Which is a resource a lot of people in places like Maidstone are using to get answers.
So what exactly is a food intolerance test looking for? It's not an allergy test, right?
No, not at all. And that's the key difference. We're not tracking that immediate sharp reaction. An intolerance test is a tool, really. It's designed to find a much more delayed, a systemic reaction.
Systemic?
Yeah, it means your body is just struggling to process certain foods, and that leads to those nagging, nonstop symptoms like constant fatigue or, digestive problems.
Okay, so looking at the patterns in the UK, especially from what the Blood Test UK guide highlights, what are the common problems people are trying to fix?
Well, the source points to how our typical British eating habits can cause issues. We eat a lot of dairy, a lot of gluten, and processed foods.
Right.
And that often leads to things like chronic headaches, skin conditions, eczema is a big one, or that mystery joint pain you mentioned at the start.
And these things can show up hours or even days after you've eaten the food.
That's exactly, which makes it so hard to pinpoint without a proper test.
So what are those tests? The guide mentions a few different types used in clinics.
Absolutely. The gold standard for intolerance is the IgG blood test. It specifically looks for antibodies that are tied to those delayed reactions.
Yeah.
Then you have things like specialized breath tests, which are great for common issues like lactose intolerance, and sometimes skin prick tests, though they're usually more for finding immediate allergies.
So if we pull back, why even go through all this effort? What's the real payoff?
Honestly, it's about getting your quality of life back. It can be a radical enhancement of just your day-to-day existence. When people cut out their trigger foods, they get so much more energy and mental clarity.
And there's actual proof of this. I found this part really compelling. The Blood Test UK source cited research showing people who cut out their trigger foods saw a 50% drop in tummy troubles.
Gastrointestinal symptoms, yeah.
In just 3 months. That's huge. It shows you can actually manage your health in a measurable way.
And that success really depends on getting professional support. The specialists, like the ones mentioned in the Maidstone guide, don't just hand you a list of foods to avoid.
Right, it's not a do not eat list.
No, not at all. They give you personalized food plans, help you find good, enjoyable alternatives for things like bread or milk, so you can still eat well and not feel deprived.
Okay, but I have to ask this. Home kits are everywhere now, and they're affordable. So why should you choose a professional test from a clinic over a home kit, which is something the Blood Test UK site really advises?
That is a really important question. It all comes down to accuracy and safety.
How so?
Professional testing is just much more reliable from a clinical standpoint. Home kits, well, they can give misleading results because they don't account for your whole health profile. More importantly, an expert helps you interpret the results safely.
So you don't accidentally cut out important nutrients.
Exactly. You avoid risking nutritional deficiencies.
And preparing for professional tests is pretty simple, I think. The source gives 2 main steps.
It is. The first is keeping a really detailed food diary for a week. That's probably the hardest part, tracking every single thing you eat and drink.
Every coffee, every snack.
Every single thing. And then for accuracy, you have to avoid caffeine and alcohol for at least 24 hours before the test itself.
So to wrap this up, what we've learned from the Blood Test UK guide is that finding your food intolerances is really a direct path to getting your energy back and managing your health better.
It is. But before we go, I want to leave you with one crucial distinction to think about. We've been talking about food intolerance, which is that delayed systemic reaction. A food allergy is completely different. That's an immediate and sometimes very severe immune response.
And knowing the difference is key.
It's everything. Knowing if you're dealing with delayed discomfort or immediate danger is the first step to finding the right kind of help. Something to chew on.